So very good afternoon to all. Let us start unit number 3. Okay, so a small mistake is there. This is not embedded networks here. Okay, so it is embedded firmware development environment. So how you are going to develop an embedded product? So that is with respect to this. So let us move on to syllabus for unit number 3. The syllabus is embedded product development life cycle, so objective, then various phases, then modeling in EDLC, then various issues in hardware software co-design, and there are various types of model which has been predefined that you can follow this model in bringing out a product. Okay, now I will just say what is that embedded product development life cycle, which is nothing but when you say I am going to manufacture a mobile phone, okay, so I am going to do, so then now what will be the time taken by you for preparing that mobile and bringing into product and getting the feedback from the customer? So till getting the feedback from the customer and taking care of the feedback, that is still that we call it as a cycle. Okay, one full cycle. So initially I should have an idea, then I will check whether that idea can be product, or then if that product is being made product, whether there will be any buyer for my product. See, you are not supposed to say I will make a product, nobody needs it. If nobody needs, then that is not a product at all. Okay, so different phases, that is what we call it as different phases. So each and every phase what you do and how you are finally able to bring up your product. Okay, then already there is predefined models and hardware software co-design. I think I have already told, in embedded system there is two separate line, one is called hardware line, another one is software line, and these two set of peoples will not be asked to merge each other, but in very small products in our small company, the person who is being hired have to do both hardware and software. Okay, but it cannot be done on all embedded products. Okay, some product you can go for hardware software co-design, in some we cannot go. Then comes, there is various types of data flow, state machine model, sequential program model, concurrent model, and object oriented model, that is C++. All this is for writing the program. So starting from this data flow, state machine, sequential, concurrent, and object are various methods by which you can write the program, not the language. The way I am saying, you know what is difference between C and C++. C++ is object oriented. So now we will discuss what is that object oriented and all. Okay, so let us start with the first one. What is EDLC? So EDLC is nothing but an analysis, design, implementation based problem solving approach for a product development. So when you come to a conclusion that I am going to do a product, then you have to follow EDLC, that is embedded development life cycle. So you cannot say I will manufacture this product and sell today. Okay, so that is not that much easy. You have to think about cost, then think about the manpower use, then think about the number of days you are going to spend, think about what is the investment, and you have to think about what will be your returns. See, if I manufacture a product of 1 crore and bring it to market, I should earn this 1 crore in how much days? If I release the product, within how many years I will get back my money, invested money? Then you have to think whether till that instant there won't be any competitor for me. Assume that I am manufacturing a new thing which is not at all there. Okay, but if you have spent more money and made this product, but easily a competitor will be there once this product has been released. So you can think that your product can be sold to the market for 1 or 2 years, that's all. Then the competitor will come. Obviously you have to reduce your price, then you have to come down in your price and your sales will come down. All such thing will happen. Before that you should get back the amount which you have invested. So that is what we say. Okay, so all that come into picture. all that you have to decide, and then only you go for EDLC. So each and every phase is very important in making a product. Okay, so we will analyze, we will sit and analyze, and we will design. There is a difference between analyze and design. Analyze is sitting in a place, thinking about that product, and thinking about the product, you will think about cost, you will think about number of days which is required, then you will think about the rate at which you will sell, then you will think about what is the return period. So all the thing you have to do in analysis. More than that all analysis, there is one more thing, whether this product is really used by the consumer. If you make it, whether it will be need. Without need, if you are doing anything, then it is waste. I think we all know the proverb, necessity is the mother for invention. Only if there is some necessity, then your product will be sold. So need should be there. See, something like people finding difficult to do a job, like that you should have a situation that if this has been brought, they will get little burden reduced. Okay, so that is what we call it as need. So in analysis phase, if you are not doing properly analysis phase, then the final product is totally waste. So that is what you have to do in analyze. You have analyzed and you have come to a conclusion that okay, good, what I am thinking should be made as a product. Then comes the design phase. How you are going to do? There are so many ways to do the particular product. How you are going to do? For example, let us think of our electronics product itself. So when you see an electronic product, just if you have the circuit diagram, then go and then do and finally bring it, then test it. If it is not working, throw it out. That is not the case. Okay, so you have to think, and how many days are you going to spend for checking the circuit, then how many days you are going to use it for testing, and then how many days you are going to do for fabrication. All that you have to design, sit and design. Design here I am saying is not your circuit diagram or your program. Design here is for the entire designing of how you are going to do it. Then finally implementation. Once you have designed and you might have tested, once the testing is over, then you go for implementation, selling. Okay, even you can call it as deployment. Okay, so why EDLC is required? See, there should be some sequence in which you have to do all this process. So that sequence is only been told by EDLC. So EDLC will tell a sequence. First, what you have to do. So first sit and think about need. Second, what you have to do, how you are going to do, put a paper and write. Then how many days you will just put a paper and go on writing. I will do this, I will do that, I will incorporate this feature, I will incorporate that feature, and if this feature is incorporated, this has been done. All that you might have been doing. Then move on to the next stage, whether you are going to use what type of software for programming, whether C or C++. Then similarly, there are n microcontrollers available in market. Which microcontroller are you going to buy? Which microcontroller will be more suitable for you? All that will come in a sequential way. So one by one. So I cannot directly go and sit on a room and think about microcontroller first. See, I might have an idea, straightly go think about a microcontroller, start writing the program. That is not the way. So you have to first think about need, whether that is really required, whether that it will be brought by the consumer. So that is what we mean to say. So essential in understanding the scope and complexity involved in an embedded product development, define interaction and activity among various groups of product development sector, then project management, system design and development, system testing, release management and quality assurance. Next comes your objective of EDLC. The main objective is I should have margin of benefit, that is return of investment. Nothing if I do without any return, it is waste. Making a product and giving free of cost to the people, it is not at all required. I want return. So that is the main objective. So when you follow by EDLC method, you will end up with a good return. So that is what the objective. So follow the prescribed method, how you are going to do, how to going to sit and do your work. Then comes products needs to be acceptable by the end user, that is, it has to meet the requirement. You may think one in a mind, start something, and final is some other thing. See, for example, take a clay, make a statue of some good thing which you have seen, and result is some other thing, okay, then that is totally waste. So that is what we mean to say. Product need to be acceptable by the end user, that is, it has to meet the requirement of the end user in terms of quality, reliability and functionality. Okay, then EDLC help in ensuring all these requirements by following 3 objectives: ensuring that high quality products are delivered to the user, risk minimization and defect prevention in product developed through proper management. See, all other phases can be done by anybody. So whether sitting in a room taking a paper, writing about whether it is need or not, then it is going on. But the R&D people plays the major role in a company. Okay, see, I told you are all CEOs. So assume when you take any one embedded product, like say, like take any washing machine. In washing machine, let us go with IFB. So if you go and see the IFB plant, there will be a design engineers will be separate, analyzer will be separate, identifying the need will be a separate team, and finally there will be R&D fellow who will work on the way in which I am going to design my circuit, with what microcontroller, with what level of fastness of that controller. So all that can be made easy when you go with EDLC. Okay, so that is what they say. Then maximum productivity, all that comes under. Okay, so now let us go for ensuring high quality of the product. The primary definition of quality is an embedded product development is the return of investment achieved by the product. So here quality we say is, if I spend 10,000, how fast I am able to get back. In order to service in the market, quality is very important factor. See, even though so many companies are there, if I say Sony, then we all know that there is a quality in that particular product. Even rate is high, there are customers to buy the product. See, there are even, you have n number of products, n number of manufacturers in audio system. There is a person called Bosch. Okay, so everybody, if I say, if I have money, then I will go only for that particular product. So that is called quality, they say. Then qualitative attributes depends on the budget of the product, so that the budget allocation is very important. This is the next one. Even though there is Sony, all are not going and buying Sony, because people are of various level. All people cannot go and invest in Sony or Bosch. So that is what they say. Then budget allocation might have been done after studying the market. So let us assume I am going to manufacture a new product, go on sitting and spending time. So at the time when I bring this product, no one needs this product. If that case happens, then everything is waste. So budget allocation might be done after studying the market trend and requirement of the product, competition, etc. So product management is nothing but add an extra cost to the budget. So if without any project management team, then there won't be any planning. If there is no planning, then you can even say the cost is reduced, but there is risk involved. Okay, but essential for ensuring the development process is going in right direction. So if you are following EDLC, then you will go in right direction. Project in EDLC requires loose project management or tight project loose project management or tight project management. See, when you say small company, they will go for a tight project management. If it is a big company, they go for loose project management, which means the amount of spending. Okay, then project management required for predictability, analysis of the time, coordination, risk management and backup of resources to overcome critical situation, ensuring defective product is not developed. I think you must know this term. Again, in future you are going to industry, you should know this term called PPM. Wherever you go and visit industry, there will be a notice board on the industry office itself, like 0.1 ppm, 0.01 ppm, 0.001 ppm. This ppm is nothing but part per millionum. So if you take million parts, how many parts are defective? So even if you go to TVS and all, there will be an indication like it is 0.001 ppm, which means their product, out of 1 million product, only 0.01 product is manufacturer defect. So you should not get any manufacturer defect at all in a product. If that is there, then it is waste. So that is what they say, risk management and all. Then backup resources to overcome the critical situation. For this I can explain you with an idea of a Jallikattu issue came. Then there were some revolutionary like that, go for Indian product, don't go for product. Then you all moved from Pepsi to Kalishwari like Bovento. But thinking you in mind, Bovento also invested more and he expanded the company. So he expanded this company and he thought that we can totally take over. At one part of time, what happens is suddenly Coca-Cola has launched with a very low price, then automatically we all move towards it, and this leads to sudden fall in customer in purchasing Bovento. So this is a major drawback for him and he cannot come up after this situation. So all this will occur. So your product is not only quality, it does also depends upon your competitive and all. Okay. Then increase productivity. When you go with the EDLC method, your productivity will increase. Now let us move on to different phases. There are different phases in EDLC. First one is a simple model consists of 5 phases. First one is requirement analysis, sit and do analysis with pen and paper alone. Put an AC room. First, when you are going to start a company, you are a CEO, put 4 or 5 board of members or directors, ask them to come and sit in a room and start thinking whether requirement is there or not. Analysis. Okay, I have done this. Then send all these fellows out. Then bring the team like management team, ask them to do design. Then he will think, on the month of February I need 10 people, in the month of March I require 30 people, in the month of April I need 120 people, which means first I will not go directly go with R&D team. R&D team is required only if this product is finalized. Hello. So that is called with respect to design. Okay, design, we have concluded that what you are thinking in mind can be done. Next is development and test. So now you will hire people who has a knowledge on microcontroller, all such things, programming skills, all bring them. You start development and testing. Once you have tested, now comes the MBA people again. How you are going to sell this? So put together is your total cycle. So starting from sitting in a room, discussing with the pen and paper, then go for requirement analysis, then go for design, then go for development, then go and sit and test it, then sales and try to make profit. Now there is classic embedded product development. If it is an 16 mark question, they will ask what are the various phases in embedded development life cycle. Okay, so first one is need. So you have to sit in a room, think whether what I am going to do as an embedded product will really have any need. Then conceptualization. Conceptualization is writing in pen and paper that what and all you are going to do. Then comes analysis. Analysis, I will take all the written papers, then sit in a room and then I will do analysis and say, okay, this is really required, let us proceed. That we call it as analysis. Then comes design. When and where, how you are going to use men, that comes under design. So at each and every stage, how many people you are going to debut and how you are going to do. Then comes development and testing, where the real product is being made. Then deployment, sell to the customer, then get the support, you have to give support for the buyers. Like if he comes with any issue, then you have to solve it. Then go for upgradation. If you are identifying that some problem is occurring, try to give solution for that permanently by making small corrections in your product. Then finally comes retirement. See, I will not sit and sell only one product for over a long time, then I will lose my customer. So what I will do, I will slightly change and I will resell, like what they do in AC and all. They say neuro is there, fuzzy is there, germs killer is there, oxygen filter is there, purifier is there, air purifier is there. They will say what sort of nonsense they will say, and they will try to go for a new version. Okay, this new version they are going because you have to buy new one. One time product if I manufacture and sell for their lifetime, that is useless for me. So that is what we call it as, we will give retirement and we will give some new name, that is called need. No one knows what is there inside the AC, so say that the germs is being killed. Only a filter will be there, will be with some material coated. No know whether it is really coated or not. All thing is in doubt. Then they will say fuzzy controlled, neuro controlled, all such thing with respect to technical aspect also. And in some case it may be real, some case it may be just for bringing new product, that's all. So this is with respect to different phases. So just a repetition, we have seen what is need. An embedded product may evolve as a out of a need. Need may come from individual or a public or a company. What you are developing product can be start from an individual, can come from public, or can come from any company who is facing any problem. So for example, even I can tell you, when you go for fire engine, humans are used to send inside the fire to put it off. Rather you can give it by using a robot. So that comes from a company. A new or custom product developed, product re-engineering, product maintenance. So all based upon all this you get an idea, you get a need. Then conceptualization, statement of needs. So it is like writing up only. So planning, plan for next phase. Resource planning, what and all is resources are required. Then risk management planning. See, I may take 2 years to develop a product. So if I sit and do for 2 years and my competitor has released the product in 1.5 years, what will happen to my situation? That's all, out. So that is called risk management planning. So in risk management we will say, okay, don't waste the time in sitting and thinking about the need itself. Don't go with conceptualization itself. Don't go with design. Let us move fast. Or how much fast you can move. If I move at very fast and then final product is waste, that is also one more risk in it. So all that will come into picture. All that we call it as conceptualization. Analyzing. So now analyzing is nothing but see what the same product how can be done in all ways, and the best way will be recorded and it will be written as a written document, and the document will be saved. Then design deals with the entire design of product, taking requirement consideration, focus on how the function can be delivered, generated. Then detailed architecture also needed for approval. Now only input outputs will be defined here. I am again repeating the design here, don't confuse with the software people or hardware people. Here design is only management people. They doesn't know hardware or software. They will think about this is the input given, what will be the output come. So it is like black box approach they will do. Then they will send the approval for client, ask the client, they okay, this all I am giving, this is coming out, whether you require this. Then goes to development and testing. This is the phase where real product is made. So only in development real product will be made. Only one product or 2 product or maximum 10 product will be done, and this 10 product will be tested at a different situation at different parts of the world. So finally test result will be reported and it will be documented. Then comes deployment. Deployment is manufacturing at a lot, 1 lakh pieces. So once this 1 lakh pieces is done, if you have done any mistake on development phase, this will get reflect on deployment, then total collapse. what you have 1 lakh pieces itself is a problem. You cannot throw or you cannot even keep. Support is after selling the product from the customer, if you are giving anything, that is called support. Upgrade, I always do some upgrades and try to resell. Okay, retirement, I will once for all I will close this product. Now you cannot go and see tape recorder. Okay, so you cannot see tape recorder. Okay, no problem. Even you cannot see DVD player today, like Walkman. There was a Walkman which will play the CD. Now that and all is not there. CD player itself is not there. If you want to play the CD in computer, laptop, okay, or your music system, there is no such thing like what you have CD player and all. Okay, then comes your last is disposal. So I will totally dispose it and then I will go for fresh one. So these are about various phases